The select order at 6:30 p.m. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, do we have anyone signed up for public comment? No. Anyone online for public comment? I think that's just a sign-on sheet, right? Okay. All right, any documents to sign?
I make a motion we approve the July 8th, 2026 meeting minutes of the Select Board as written.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion about the minutes from July 8th? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous.
I make a motion that we approve the July 20th, 2026 meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? No? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, and Lisa abstains. So 3 yes, 1 abstention, no no's. Okay, for emergency purposes, additions to the agenda. I don't have any for tonight. And we are a little ahead of schedule for appointments. So Steve, may we jump ahead to 16, set time for and location for special town meeting?
Sure, that is, let's see here.
6D.
3BCD, yes. So we originally set the date for the special town meeting on November 9th. We have confirmed that both the high school gymnasium and auditorium are available.
Okay.
I'm recommending that we use the auditorium. I don't think we'll have over 600 people.
No.
And traditionally, our specials are at 6:30.
Okay.
So if you're okay with that, I would recommend that the board vote to set the time and date for 6:30 in the auditorium on November 9th.
I make a motion we set the special town meeting for 6:30 p.m. November 9th in the Belchertown High School auditorium.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
No, sounds good.
Yeah, that works for me as well. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And anyone abstaining? Nays? No, passes 4-0-0. And we still have time for the next one too. So it's set time for quad board meeting, August 24th.
Yes, so that meeting has also been scheduled and confirmed. However, when the board previously voted on it, we said 6:30 was the time. Due to a conflict with the Belchertown Cultural Council grant reception, we're going to ask that the board start the meeting at 7.
Right, that makes sense.
I make a motion that we set the August 24th, 2026 meeting at 7 p.m.
Second. All right, wait.
Yeah, so we can
So
discuss.
when is that going to be?
So that is Monday, August 24th. So we have 2 things that evening. The grants reception for BCC will be from 5 to 7, and then we were going to hold a quad board meeting at 7.
At 7.
It was going to be at 6:30, but we're proposing to adjust it so that we can accommodate both. Any other discussion?
Yeah. Is it possible that it can go before the awards?
I think there's probably too many people who have full-time jobs.
Oh, I'm talking 5.
No,
The-
it starts at 5.
Yeah, the reception's from 5 to 7.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor of setting at 7 o'clock?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and that was all 4, that was unanimous.
We can probably knock F off real quick.
You want to try?
Sure.
All right,
So-
request to use town hall parking lot.
We did receive requests to use Town Hall parking lot during Fair Weekend, which is September 25th through the 27th for parking cars. We have 2 requests, one from the Fair Committee for the lower lot and one from the Mill Valley Snowmobile Club for the upper portion of the lot. However, in years past, the Mill Valley Snowmobile Club will manage both spaces to ensure that they're properly operated. So if the board so inclines, you can, I would recommend that you approve those requests.
So I was just writing down the quad board meeting. I don't know, what was the reasoning for making the change?
This would be the same as, for the quad board meeting?
No.
Oh, for this is the same as last year, so the
Yeah.
Snowmobile Club is asked to use the parking
Oh, I'm
lot
sorry.
for fundraising.
Thank you. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, I thought we were on to something else.
I make a motion that we approve the request from the Fair Committee and the Mill Valley Snowmobile Club to manage the parking for the town hall parking lot during the
Second.
fair.
You included the fair and Mill
During
Valley?
the
And the
fair
fair
and Mill Valley,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And that was unanimous, 4-0.
Ready for the poll hearing?
We
Yes.
are, so moving on to section 5, appointments, at 6:35, we have a poll hearing.
You are hereby notified that a public hearing will be held during a regular meeting of the Select Board, which will take place in person or remotely at 6:35 PM on August 3rd, 2026, upon the petition of National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protection fixtures along and across the following public way: Old Enfield Road.
Okay. So this is now open, and I think we have a representative.
Hi, yes, my name is Neelu. I work for Leidos Engineering with National Grid, and I'm here to present the proposed pole 32-84 on Old Enfield Road. Last hearing, it was tabled because we were trying to decide if we can set the pole 4 feet away from the edge of pavement, as Chris from the supervisor, the DPW supervisor requested. We discussed with the DPW office along with, we had a surveyor go out there and were able to meet the request to set the pole 4 feet away from edge of pavement.
Okay, I'm just reading here. So that was all resolved then?
Yes, it was resolved. We talked about it and it's all agreed upon, and we're going to set it 4 feet from the edge of pavement as requested.
Okay.
There is a memo in the packet from the DPW that confirms that.
Oh, here it is from the Board of Assessors. Okay. All right, and then I know we need to open to public comment if anyone has a comment regarding this poll hearing. No one in person, anyone online? All right. Does anyone from the board have a question for Neelu? Nope. Okay, then we can close the poll hearing.
I move we close the poll hearing.
Second.
All right, all those in favor to close the poll hearing? Oh, there is actually a comment. I'm sorry.
Not on the poll,
Oh,
so finish with that, maybe, you're done.
okay, thank you. All right, so we'll close the poll hearing. All right, so then, Steve, do we need to vote on this?
Yes.
I move that
Oh,
we,
did you vote on closing the poll hearing?
No, we have to do.
Oh, I thought we all did, I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
all those in
you-
favor with
you had
the
a
roll
motion,
call?
second.
Okay.
Aye.
aye.
John, aye. Whitney, aye.
Aye, Lisa.
Lisa. Okay, so 4 ayes. So now we are officially closed.
6:38.
I make a motion that we allow National Grid to install one pole P32-84 on Old Enfield Road, beginning at approximately 160 feet north of the center line at intersection of Old Enfield Road and Shaver Street. Install one new pole P32-84 in Anchor.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's also unanimous, 4-0-0. Okay. Thank you, Neelu, that was very helpful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now
Your
we're-
thing passed, you guys, parking lot was approved.
Can I make a quick comment?
Sure.
It's up to the chair.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, that's
Chair
fine.
Whitney,
Yes.
Board members, good evening, thanks for listening to us. Thanks for the vote. I just want to say on behalf of the entire snowmobile community and the Mill Valley Snowmobile Club, we appreciate the privilege of parking cars at the town hall for the 167th Belchertown World's Fair. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, and thank
you.
you.
Okay, our next appointment is we have Andrea Crete, Health Director, and John Briggs, Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control. Now, are either of them here?
I am Andrea
Ken.
Crete.
Ken.
No, actually,
Why you changed?
I just spoke to Andrea about an hour ago. I'm Ken Elstein. I'm Vice Chair of the Board of Health, and I'm here on behalf of the Board of Health in support of the proposal for the town to join the Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control Commission.
Uh-huh.
We heard, is John Briggs
He's
here?
behind you.
Next to me.
Yeah, that'll be easier.
Yeah, we met last August, actually. He made a lengthy presentation to the Board of Health, and we voted unanimously in support of it. If I might just speak personally before he gives you the details. I guess it was, I'm pretty sure I was on the select board at the time, which was before the pandemic, in which there was there were cases of EEE, Eastern equine encephalitis in our part of the state. And in particular, a horse died here. But more important, in the town of Orange, a little girl got it. And while she was one of the perhaps 50% of people who survive EEE, nobody really ever recovers from it. And because of that, we had to get all of the town committees and boards involved in figuring out what to do. We specifically, if I remember correctly, Steve, you might remember, our responsibility was the fair, so we canceled the fireworks after the fair because we didn't want to do anything
Right.
in the evenings, although there was discussion of even canceling the fair altogether at that point. The biggest problem involved the schools because they have games, they have practices in the evenings, and it was shocking the pushback that we were getting from some other towns. Oh, if you don't want to participate because of your kids dying, maybe you should forfeit the games. I mean, it was just astonishing, the reaction from some of these other towns. Fortunately, they moved all this stuff to the daytime, and none of the kids either in our town or in the other groups did so. But it's really serious, and we encourage you to do it. I don't really know the logistics. We said at the time last that it might require a town meeting vote or something. Maybe somebody will sort that out. And there's a small stipend, but we encourage you to support this. And now I turn it over.
Thanks. Yeah, it would be, so basically, I'm asking for your consideration to add it to...
Could I ask you to say who you are again?
Oh, I'm John Briggs. I'm the Director for Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control
Okay,
District.
thank you.
You're welcome. So we're asking for your consideration to add this to the town warrant for the special town meeting in the fall, the article to join the Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control District.
Okay.
And our goal really is to reduce these surveillance gaps that we have. We're a regional mosquito control program, and the backbone of our program is really surveillance. We do provide mitigation services, larval mitigation using BTI, which is a very safe product. In some towns, it's voluntary appropriation, so the way we're set up, it's a la carte. The towns can choose which services they want in regards to mitigation. We treat catch basins targeting West Nile vector mosquito species, and we also treat wetlands very specific to habitat for vector species. We're not just going in blindly and treating wetlands. We're assessing the type of wetlands, we're sampling, we're identifying the actual mosquito larvae, making sure they're actual vector species, and then we'll treat the area with BTI. But again, that's something the town has the option of signing up for. We never come in and say, we're going to do this, and you have to pay for it.
So and you're right, I think it does have to go to town meeting if we choose to move forward, but by joining, so then there's levels of joining. There's just the surveillance.
The annual membership includes surveillance, yes. And so we do comprehensive surveillance where we're trapping at least 15 times a season.
Okay.
And we're using a multitude of specialized surveillance traps that are targeting different vector species. And we're doing it throughout areas that are close to humans, population, neighborhoods, and then also vector habitat. So
Is that what is the basic cost of, I think you said, Ken, it was $5,250?
$5,250.
Okay, yeah. Is that the basic, or is,
That's basically the annual membership is that fee, but we also include a direct service, which is surveillance. That's included with that fee.
okay, and so I want to go back to Ken for a minute. Ken, what are the long-term effects of mosquito-borne illnesses?
Well, some people die. I mean, mosquitoes
Yeah.
worldwide are one of the biggest killers. Fortunately, we don't have malaria up here, I guess.
But for those who survive,
But
it never
in that
goes away.
particular case, but there's also more common would be West Nile virus and various other things.
It's more for the community to understand that this is something that you carry with you, if you do, for the rest of your life.
With respect to some of the diseases, yes.
And
The other thing is, I mean, you know, compared to our town, but Mr. Briggs, you're a government employee, right?
Correct.
Right, so, which was the first question I asked. So this is not, you know, some kind of private company or something
no, I
like
get that.
And it just seems worthwhile for $5,000 to get.
Well, I have just a couple of other
Participation.
clarifying questions. So what I read several times in the material was, when implemented correctly, these scientifically proven strategies not only do this, this, and this. So the question is, I have 3, who administers it? And if it's you guys, okay, great. If it's town employees that do it, is there training involved with how to administer it correctly? And then what, if any, oversight is provided to ensure that it was properly implemented, and what is the process?
So we do everything,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Okay.
yeah. So that's our area of expertise. So we're going to be doing the trapping, the surveillance, we do the lab work, we do the mitigation. The only area where we do see other towns, DPWs will treat catch basins. They'll prefer to treat catch basins, so I'll provide some, some expertise in that area, which products to purchase, the proper licensing that they need in order to apply these products, when to apply them, and
Okay.
And whatnot. So that's really the only area where, and that's up to the town if they want the DPW to do something like that. It tends to be, it probably is cheaper to go through the DPW if they have the resources to do.
Well, I mean, you gave exactly what I wanted to hear, which is basically the experts who are trained in this are the ones that are going to be administering the program and monitoring it. And one last reassurance, mosquitoes do serve a purpose. There are, birds eat them, but, other wildlife eat them. Does this in any way negatively affect that ecosystem? And certainly, do any of the chemicals affect that ecosystem?
It depends. That's a good question. It really depends on the situation, the circumstances, those micro ecosystems that we're treating, the aquatic organisms that we could have these indirect trophic effects, food web effects. So we're actually assessing that as we're sampling. Are we finding predaceous beetles? Are we finding dragonfly larvae? Anything that is eating mosquitoes that would feed on mosquitoes, we're looking at the entire, or trying to extrapolate the population of mosquito larvae in that area. And usually when we're finding a great deal of biodiversity in these areas, we don't treat the area
That's great.
because
Right.
of those indirect
That's
trophic
great.
effects.
Okay.
So it's really, and to be honest with you, what I find mostly are areas that do not have a lot of biodiversity. So mosquitoes have evolved in a way to find these areas where there are not predatory species, and they thrive quite well. And then we have anthropogenic influence on changes that we've had with the landscape, artificial habitat. That's also increasing mosquito numbers to the point where you don't have that really
Balance.
Yes,
Thank you, that was outstanding.
you're welcome.
I mean, I'm for this, but those are the things that were,
Okay.
Understand.
yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
John, do you have any questions?
That was pretty thorough.
Yeah, John?
It was pretty good. The only question I have is, the Board of Health looked into grants for this versus the town paying for it? Is there grant money out there? Have you assessed all those opportunities?
I don't know I don't know the answer to that, but I will find out.
Well, you're not looking for the town to Are you looking for the
We're
town? to
looking
come
for
up
the
with
town to
money?
come up with $5,000, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but at the same time, we don't have a lot of money either.
Well,
in town.
yeah.
We're
As
broke.
I
If
well
5,000 is not a lot, but we don't have
I-
enough money to buy a town seal.
Do you know of any, so there are a bunch of towns in the valley who are
Correct.
involved. Do any of them
We
have
have
grants?
26, no. As far as I know, they haven't had any grants. So the funding is usually through the Board of Health or through free cash. So we have more than a handful of towns that do take it out of free cash.
I guess this question is for Steve. Do you know Board of Health's budget, like what is in their budget or?
What the
Well,
Board
we're
of
through the
Health
Quabbin Health District. and
Okay.
As far as I know, Pelham and Ware have not signed on to this.
Okay.
I don't know if they will,
So we'd have to do a 3,
Yeah, what do
I
we
guess I'm
need
just trying to
for-
understand it more.
if the funding's going to come through them,
Okay.
yes.
Interesting. So how does this look then
Yeah.
going to annual town meeting?
Well, we can either bring it to the town meeting in the fall, or we can bring it in May. That's up to the board's discretion. If you want to bring it at all, that's up to you as well.
In what order does it go, though? Do we have to have the district approve it before the town does?
It sounds like it's a town-by-town basis, is that what I'm hearing? So you're not recommending that this go through the Quabbin Health District?
No, it's now a year ago that we had this conversation. I do remember that question. I don't think it would be done by the Quabbin. They felt it had to be done by the towns. All the other participants or towns.
The funding would have to come through the town?
It would be municipal, yeah. We can't accept any other funding due to the legislation that
I
we're
mean, to
currently
John's
under.
point, we can't even get a town seal.
Well, I'm questioning, has the Quabbin Health District voted on this, or is this just something that the local Board of Health has? We generally work closely. with
Hand in
both.
hand,
Yes.
yeah.
What state agency is?
I can come back on, with an
State
answer.
Reclamation and Mosquito Control Board.
No, what state division does Pioneer Valley Mosquito, who do you work for?
We're under the State Reclamation Mosquito Control Board, which is under the EEA.
So you work for the EA?
Yes.
Okay.
What
But
does
this-
that stand for?
Environmental-
Executive Office of Environmental Agency.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of the exact
I
term.
knew environment was in there.
They all have an E in there someplace.
Okay,
So I guess I'm
tonight-
curious why the state hasn't picked this up. I mean, the state does do surveillance,
Yeah,
and I don't understand why the
Yeah.
state's requiring towns to pay additional money to do surveillance.
Right.
It's,
But if what I read is accurate, it doesn't sound like this has been a huge problem in Massachusetts. From what I can tell, since the early 1900s, there's only been 21 cases of Jamestown Canyon virus in the entire United States. Triple E, since 1938 in Massachusetts, has only had 119 confirmed cases. In West Nile virus, between 2000 and 2025, 268 cases, and 80% of those were asymptomatic. So I don't know if this is something we need to prioritize. I would like to have more information from probably the Quabbin Health District.
I agree. And also a funding mechanism if we were to consider it.
how does sampling take place right now, though? There isn't any sampling occurring?
DPH does your sampling for you, but they're very limited. So they're probably averaging around 4 times a season, whereas we're, like I said, we're 15 or more.
Okay,
So it's a bit more robust, comprehensive, and the purpose of it is to provide this early warning detection system for the public.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
May I suggest that perhaps you could plan to put it on the special town meeting warrant, and then we could deal with whether we recommend it or not as we get the answers.
I mean, I don't think we should put it on the warrant until we have the answer.
Yeah.
Probably need some more
And I think we
information.
have to vote on it
Yeah.
Well,
in
you vote
order
on the full
for
warrant.
it to be.
Right, of course. So what other information do we need in order to vote to put it on the warrant? It sounds like we want to know whether or not the Quabbin Health District is.
Well, we haven't set
board.
the warrant yet. The
Yeah.
deadline to submit warrant articles is September 4th.
Yeah,
And then we'll schedule a meeting to talk about those articles to determine what goes on and what doesn't. So there's plenty of time.
right. So what information do we want to gather? We want to find out about the Quabbin Health District, if they're
And this,
moving it.
why isn't the state doing this?
Why isn't the
It's a
state doing
priority.
something?
And
Yeah,
also localized numbers. I mean, Steve, you gave us localized numbers Ken, if there are localized numbers that are different that we should know about, that would be helpful. It doesn't mean it should match, but if it doesn't,
When you're asking what the state should be doing, are you talking about surveillance or mitigation, everything?
Well, my understanding from what you just said is the $5,200 and whatever dollars is strictly surveillance and maybe
Correct.
public outreach. Any mitigation is à la carte, which means we have to pay extra for it.
Correct.
Which I want to be clear with this board is the use of pesticides.
Right.
We can gloss over that all we want. The larvicides putting in catch basins is a pesticide. And that generally does not go over well with the residents of Belchertown. Targeted spraying, we have 55 square miles of land in Belchertown. We have wetlands and waterways, drinking water supplies. Even that is difficult.
So we don't do targeted spraying. We don't use pesticide. In the product we use is BTI. So that's so safe you can use it on an organic farm.
Right, but
So we're not using methylprene. We're not using any synthetic pyrethroids or pyrethroids. You guys are not the first time to have this concern about pesticides. We're in Amherst, we're in Northampton, we're in all these towns that are very much against
Yeah,
pesticides.
I'm familiar with larvicides. I've been licensed to use them.
So you know about
But it's
BTI.
still classified as a pesticide.
It is, yes, but it's a pesticide that I would say in general, a lot of people accept, even people that are very much against pesticides. Once it's explained to them how it works and how it's not really, it's mostly targeting mosquito larvae, non-biting midges and black flies, it's the other non-target organisms that it's targeting.
Right, but we have to pay extra for that.
That is correct, yes.
and do we know what the costs are?
For the catch basins, it depends on which ones you do. We usually do a 90-day BTI briquette in May to start knocking down Culex pipiens, Rescuans populations. Those are the primary vector for West Nile virus. And then a 45-day, usually in August, we'll start that as well. So the 45-day is cheaper. It's a cheaper product. Comes out to around, I think it's $3.67 per basin. $3.67 per basin, and then with the 90-day, it is, I think, $5.52 per basin. So it really depends on how many basins you're doing. If we're targeting, just 100, it's not a considerable amount of money, but if your budget's tight, I totally understand. It's an added expense.
Well, in reading the report, and I'm sure you read there was a blanket statement that this is not going to hurt wildlife and not going to hurt vegetation.
Right, we're
And-
looking for the least
Yeah.
impact on ecosystems as
Yeah.
possible.
But as we know, there's no pesticide that is truly organic.
BTI is pretty close.
I know, I'm just saying, we do
The
know that.
naturally occurring soil bacteria.
Yeah.
It is the safest product that we could possibly.
No, I agree. I think this needs a little more thought.
Okay, so what else do we want to know? Because I'm always of the opinion that we should push things forward for our town to vote. I don't like things to stall out here, but what do we need to be able to provide so that they can be educated in their decision?
I think this is good, but I think it needs to go back to the Quabbin Health District, who we pay money to, who should be sponsoring this program, not the town itself. We have a budget set aside for that, and I think it should be referred back to the Quabbin Health District to take on.
Okay.
I agree. I also think while it's a glib statement, like, what does it do? What does this pesticide, what, if anything, does it harm? And if you come back with nothing, there's nothing, no evidence, then great. But
If I
we
might
have
say that you're
farmers
not
here.
voting here to use anything.
Yeah.
What you're doing is to find out what's going to happen, ideally before there's a crisis. And
Right.
we've had crises
Which I
with
appreciate.
this, so.
Yeah. Jen?
And given the statistics, given the statistics that Steve mentioned, do they cooperate with your statistics? And if that's the case, does the risk outweigh?
Well, what's the value of a life? But
That's a beautiful, beautiful
thank
thing
you.
to say.
Okay, Jen, what were you saying?
So, in your experience with the mosquito district, is this a concern statewide and a priority statewide because there's an increase in mosquito activity because of climate change or some other altering factors? Because that, I think, is an important consideration in this conversation.
We're seeing, we're seeing evidence of that. We're seeing longer growing seasons. With longer growing seasons, you have Culicida melanura, which is the primary vector for eastern equine encephalitis. It usually has 2 generations per summer. If we go into longer growing seasons, it's likely going to have more than 2 generations, which will impact the amplification cycle of triply in the bird population. And then we're also seeing invasive species, Aedes albopictus. That's made the headlines in, I think, 2017 or 18 for Zika. So that could transmit chikungunya. Obviously, it's not a local disease, but we do have to worry about diseases that it can transmit from human to human. It doesn't necessarily pick it up from an animal. And so that species we've been finding a whole lot more of in Massachusetts, and even we found it for the first time in West Springfield. Before that, no one had found it, and we had done the epidemiological detective work to pinpoint where it possibly could be coming in and what it was utilizing for habitat. And so we have found an abundant amount of established Aedes albopictus. They're a concern. We've also found Culex erraticus, a southern species, and before we found them, we had been only found in a handful throughout the entire state. I think the total was around 16. We found over 500 Culex erraticus. And so that's an indication that perhaps the climate is having an impact. And Culex erraticus is a bridge vector for Tripoli down south. We don't know how it is behaving, and up here as far as it being a viable bridge vector for Tripoli, but we can assume that it is.
Okay.
I mean, my
Anything else?
recommendation
Yeah.
at this point would be what other additional questions that we have, and then we can vote again to whether or not we want to advance it to town meeting. But like any other information would be from John.
Yeah,
Does it make any sense to collect responses from local communities around us about what their experience has been?
I don't think that would be necessary.
Well, I mean, whether it was a good thing or not a good thing.
If they're still part of it, probably a good thing. If they haven't rescinded their membership.
Have they been on for more than a couple of years?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we were established in 2017, and we didn't start, I wasn't hired in 2020 until 2023. Surveillance started in 2021, I believe. And I think we started off with maybe around 10 communities. Now we're up to 26.
Okay.
So I do a lot of outreach. I do a lot of meetings with boards of health and really try and explain our services, and whenever there's a positive mosquito sample in a town where they've never had it, there's a lot of help in navigating that landscape, and for any type of public messaging, press releases. So we sort of go beyond that surveillance. There's a lot of assistance and hand-holding in that.
Okay. Yeah, my only other question would just then be, what is the total potential cost? Because if we go to ATM, we need to probably know total potential cost set aside.
Yeah, it'll have to be a budget item. But, again, I am concerned that we have a state agency asking for additional money to do
What another
surveillance
agency?
over and above what another state agency is doing. It
Right.
seems like the state agencies need to get together and provide all of the communities the proper service.
It's the legislation that we're
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah.
But it does provide the town access. So with DPH, they are providing the service. It's at a minimum, but they are providing the surveillance. That if you were to get a triple E, a situation where it's an emergency, GPH doesn't do anything in regards to, you know, any kind of targeted control strategies.
Oh.
So that's really the
Okay.
major benefit is having that, and that is not, if we're doing something like that, it's not very costly.
Okay,
And obviously, the pros outweigh the cons with something like that.
okay.
So you have a way to respond. Basically, with us, you have a way to respond. If you wanted to sign up for mitigation services, that's more of a proactive approach.
Okay. All right, so I think we have a couple more questions, so we'll need to take it up next meeting to vote unless anyone wants to vote tonight. No.
You want to do it next meeting or when we do all of the articles for the town meeting warrant?
That's a good, well, if we think there's gonna be any additional conversation, we should do it next meeting. If we think we'll have everything, then it can be when we do the full warrant.
Not next week, no.
No.
We won't have the full warrant discussion.
No.
Beginning of
If you think if you think we have the questions answered by next week, we could talk about it next meeting.
right.
Otherwise, we just do it with the full warrant.
Is that something you can provide by next meeting?
Do we know when?
I think you're asking me that, actually.
Well, when does the Quabbin Health District meet?
We meet like twice a year, and
Oh, gosh.
anyway, I'll try to find out. I mean,
Yeah.
I have some
Maybe just a few emails.
thoughts about it.
Do you have some
Okay.
connections?
All right.
Yeah, I'm vice chair of that too, but the Quabbin Health District. But, budgets are really tight there, and of course, what we've tried to do over the recent years is keep our budget flat because all of the towns face the same
Sure.
issues, which we've been successful at,
Okay.
as long as the grants keep coming in. About half of our budget is grants.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. Anyone have anything else? All right, well, thank you very much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. We have another appointment from the Clapp Memorial Library. I believe we have Cindy Haberson and Bill McClure here to give us a review of fiscal '26 and goals for the new year. Want to come up to the hot seat? Thank you. Hi. Hi. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have, offer a recap of our fiscal year '26 and sort of our goals ahead, just to keep you informed of what the library is doing. So thank you for that opportunity.
Sure. Let's see, and I just wanted to say, has everyone, I think we all know Cindy, has everyone met Bill? Hopefully. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm worried about that too. Thank you for bringing that topic up.
So the last year in review, I think we have some really great numbers. Our residents with library cards increased by 2.8%. So we have almost 6,000 registered borrowers in town, which is really a great number. And it also helps with our state aid numbers. The more people who have library cards and use the library, the more money we get from the state.
Oh,
We were visited by over 76,350 people during the 2,412 hours we were open to the public over the last year. The statistics that I find most interesting is that our reference questions increased by 23.6% over the last year. And I think that really proves that librarians are still a trusted resource, even in the age of AI. And I was really surprised that was that it jumped that much, but we know we get a lot of questions from people and one-on-one tech support and all of that. Library users saved quite a bit of money by borrowing over 155,000 titles instead of buying those materials. So
Sure.
it would equal about $3.6 million if everybody
Wow.
bought all of the books and all of the
totally believe that.
DVDs and all of that themselves.
even after fines, still worth it.
There are no fines anymore at the library.
Unless you lose something.
There are replacement costs.
Well, you have to do that.
Admitting something?
Yes, Cindy's very aware. I've paid my fine.
We're part of the CW Mars network, which is the Central Western Massachusetts regional system, and our library's collection is 24,134% larger because we're part of that network. And it means that we get patrons request items from all sorts of libraries. They can do it all over the state, and we've gotten over 15,600 items that were delivered right to the library, so people don't have to travel to other libraries to do that. We were awarded almost $500,000 in grants in the last year from a variety of sources: the Mass Cultural Council, our own Community Preservation Committee, the Belchertown Cultural Council, the United Way of Hampshire and Franklin Region have all helped us really have a great and robust program through that. Our circulation statistics rose by 2.81% over the last year. I'm really pleased to see the 11% increase in teen titles that go out.
Yeah.
It shows that teens are reading.
Yay.
Our computers and wireless internet still are extremely popular. They were used over 4,300 times. And our hotspots are our most borrowed item and circulated over 305 times.
Wow.
And we cannot keep those on the shelf. For every tax dollar spent on the library, our return on investment is $4.11, which was calculated through a countrywide, so the American Library Association has a whole chart for, you put in your statistics and it calculates that number, and it's vetted through the American Library Association. So it's and that's a conservative number, actually. We had 9,543 participants, attended almost 550 programs
It's incredible.
over the course of the year. Story times, book clubs, concerts, craft workshops, many, many more things. Readers of all ages took part in one of our some reading programs, so that's counting the one that happened last year, which had almost 900 participants in total. And we had 155 adults participate in our adult winter reading program, and we had our first teen winter reading program, which had 17 teens participate,
Nice.
which was really exciting.
Can I just mention one thing?
Yeah.
That the statistic, and you were happy about it too, about the circulation statistics, including an 11% increase in teen titles, that deserves an article on its own in our local paper, because the teens often get a bad rap for, they're always on their phones, they're always doing, video games. It's like, no, they're not. And here's a statistic that a very happy statistic that shows that there's more to teens than, the stereotypes.
Yes, yeah.
So-
I was actually recently interviewed by a reporter from the Republican about
Oh,
a story
that's great.
about the East Hampton school librarian who has resigned, and one of the questions that they had for me was, is that a problem, is the problem happening here
Yeah.
in terms of teens not reading? And that is not the case. Teens
Right.
come after school, they're reading, they're talking to each other, they're not on their phones at the library.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if
But-
Melina was, she is, good. So hopefully she thinks that's interesting.
So some of our highlights, we wanted to thank the Select Board and also the whole town community for voting to increase our support so we have 5 additional library technician hours at our circulation desk, which has meant that we have 2 people on the desk on Monday mornings at last, which has been so helpful. We have our youngest storytime participants then, the babies, and so it gets a little bit, in a good way, very bustling of activity, so it really helps out with that. We've completed several improvements to the building, including the north entry stairs, and that was thanks to the Community Preservation Committee's funding. And we also added sound dampening acoustic paneling to the activity room, which has really helped especially for the Storytime families who found it very, very echoey, and some of the littler kids were getting very
Yeah.
bothered by that, and it's really made a big difference for them. We are now circulating golf and pickleball kits, which have been going out, and in addition to so we have a library of things, which includes cameras and adventure kits and a telescope and a ukulele, and so there's lots of interesting things that you can check out, and now you can find out if pickleball is right for you. You can borrow a kit and play, or the disc golf kits, and see without having to purchase that. Or if you have, family coming to town and you need extra rackets or something.
Is
I
it
hope-
just for kids or for anyone?
Oh, it's for anybody.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's usually actually the adults who are checking them out more than
The
more than
ukulele?
kids. Yes, yes.
That's great.
As you know, because you were all there, Jennifer Whitehead's recognized for 30 years of service to the library in Belchertown, and we planted a beautiful tree. And then we have so many programs. So pictured here is one of my favorites, is it's a cupcake. So we have Cupcake Wars, and it's a 3D library where you can remove the top. And so it's a little bit small, but it's a gummy bear reading. And I just think that was the cutest thing ever. So I had to share that. We have some challenges. One of them is maintaining our state certification, which is a 4 months most importance to us sort of at all times. And part of that is the municipal appropriation requirement, which stipulates how much we have to be funded in order to maintain certification. And connected with that is the materials expenditure requirement. So based on for a population of our size, based on the appropriation, it dictates the percentage that we have to spend on circulating materials. And then a particular challenge to us often is the minimum hours open requirement. So in the last 6 years, we were pushed into another population group that's considered by the state, and so now we have to be open 50 hours a week, including some evening hours, and that's why it's been so helpful to have these incremental staff increases to make sure that we can still staff the desk, because we need at least 2 people in the building at all times for safety. And then there's the minimum standards for free public library service. So we have to be open to all residents of the Commonwealth, which is really easy to do. Make no charge for normal library service, also, sort of part of our core, and lend to other libraries in the Commonwealth. So those minimum standards are really easy to keep up with. There is always an increased need for programs and outreach. We've been expanding our programmatic needs because of the increased demand. So there's increased demand for programs for school-age children. We've gotten a lot of demand for night and weekend programming based on the surveys we did as part of our strategic plan. And the other thing is we have wait lists for our programs that are 2-3 times the size of what we can accommodate. And so we could add, if we could, accommodate 3 of those programs, we would have the people who want to take it. We have a lot of outreach expectations. So there's community-wide events that are both an opportunity to be seen and take part in, and also a challenge in terms of staffing, particularly when they happen often on evenings and weekends, to make sure that we can both keep the library open and be attending those events, and the sort of greater outreach efforts with townwide initiatives, with the newsletter, and trying to make sure we're participating as every town department is in promoting our news that way. And then balancing these essential services with our burgeoning needs for programming and outreach. So we have to maintain that minimum staff in the building while also supporting programming, and that's sort of a continuing balancing act to try to do that. So our historic building is the sort of challenge that you probably have heard the most about. It's difficult to offer programs during our open hours due to the space constraints that are there. It's not enough space to support a collection size that
Yeah.
we should have based on our service area, service population area. And we did have a space study done by an architect through a grant, and it did not produce a workable plan for how we could sort of reuse the space in a way that was at all feasible from a budgetary standpoint. For instance, the mezzanine that is beautiful, if you've seen the second floor, we can't have that open to the public. So it's a storage space that's a bit of a wasted space that way. And then our staff are really on top of each other. We don't have a dedicated space for them to have lunch or offices for all of them. We have to sort of share space that way, which can be a challenge. Ongoing maintenance needs are sort of always part of the job. So, for example, this past month alone, we've dealt with a flooded bathroom due to the foundation leaks, a flooded basement, our HVAC system went down twice. We've had 3 boiler repairs, and we've had them back for more entryway door work. And that's the extraordinary stuff in addition to
Normal stuff.
the normal everyday maintenance, just to give you an idea. And then we have major capital projects that are either underway or upcoming. So you've probably heard about the window project that the CPC is fortunately funded for us, and we've also gotten the grant through the Mass Cultural Council to do a repair of our windows so that we will stop the leaks that are happening there. Our basement, and then we have an upcoming project where we're going to have to replace our limited use, limited access lift because it's past its service life. And so we're trying to get ahead of that so that we maintain accessibility before it fails.
Right.
So that was my really rushed through review of 2026. For going forward for 2027, our top priorities are definitely to complete the window restoration project. The Community Preservation Committee was really great and have approved, so we have to change our project a little bit because the state is mandating that we do a repair of the windows rather than a replacement of the windows. And so we need to get that, so that'll be coming on the warrant for the special town meeting so that we can get that language updated so we can continue with that project. And the Community Preservation Committee was very supportive of that, and so we thank them. We are going to return, the return of the Friends book sales is something that I know everybody is really looking forward to having. So we have, a complex issue where we had to shut down the basement, and we're working really hard to get it back up. My goal is to get it so that in next year, sometime in 2027, the book sales will return. I'm hoping for April. But we have a sort of a complex issue where we need to install ADA compliance, so a ramp. We have to construct walls around the areas that are the boilers and the oil tanks. There's electrical work that needs to be done. There's additional fire safety alarms that need
But
to be
this is all
installed.
state regulation, right?
Yes.
So this is not anything that the library had any control over, and
No.
you want to be compliant with.
We definitely want to be,
State.
yes, we
Right.
definitely want to be compliant.
There's huge safety.
Right.
Yes.
issues
Oh,
here
yes.
that are
Yeah.
Greatly important.
Yes, and it's not, it's not anybody in the towns, the fire department and the building inspector have been phenomenal to work with and have worked with us and really tried to make a plan. So it's all, it's work that should have been done 20 years ago. And we're doing it now, and we'll get it back up, hopefully.
So,
Yeah.
Definitely soon.
Yeah, you're
But-
having a miniature sale coming up.
We're having a miniature sale coming up on August 22nd to coincide with the tag sales. So that's puzzles,
Smart.
DVDs, CDs, and vinyl records.
Nice.
That's great.
And then we're always working to improve the balance of staffing within central services versus programming. And so a couple of the things that we're working on for that is to assess our programming and really make sure that we're serving who needs the programming, what we're doing to provide in terms of age level and type of programming and all of that. And then create and implement a programming plan so that we're really providing what the community needs, because that's why we're here, is to help provide for the community. And then, so every year we have to submit an action plan to the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners, which is part of our requirement to have a strategic plan, which is a great opportunity for us to sort of have a real zeroed in focus on what we're gonna do for the year. So I thought I would just highlight some of those things, including increasing accessibility, so both physical and online. We're adding accessibility accommodations to programs in response to what people have requested, such as adaptive materials, trying to add more hybrid options and sensory support available. We are continuing our successful community partnerships. We partner both with town departments and community organizations for all sorts of things like Constitution Week that you'll be hearing about, I think, at another item in your agenda, and Art Meets Poetry and Viewfinder, the Lake Wallace Fall Fest we've partnered with, Belchertown Pride, Food Truck Fridays. So we want to continue all of that. We're adding a civic engagement component for the coming year in terms of offering some programming, because that's something that we've heard people have really wanted. So we felt we could provide that, and continuing to provide a venue for community experts to present. We are going to maintain our robust youth outreach programs. So right now, between our children's librarian and our teen services coordinator, they go to the area schools and the daycares and really do outreach to all of the, let's see, 18 and younger individuals. And so that's continuing as we go, and we're working to adapt to now that Cold Spring School is not there, how we can still be connected with the school age the kindergartners and that sort of thing. We need to secure grant funding to complete critical building projects, which is always sort of on my list of to-dos. And we're working to complete the migration to a new website, which is going to be 100% ADA compliant. And then I mentioned the hotspots are our most popular item, and we've had a grant for 2 years that have allowed us to have 10 additional hotspots. And so it's really a priority for us to figure out how to maintain that inventory without the funding. And so I'm working to identify other ways to get that funding, whether it's through other grants or other programs that way.
For 10 hotspots, it's a lot?
About $2,000 a year.
Okay.
It's not terrible. It's just more than
We
I
accept
understand.
checks at least.
our budget.
Venmo?
Yeah, so I again want to thank you for all of your support and the collegial relationships that we've built, and I'm really pleased to be able to serve the community as the town's library director and be here. And if you have any questions, I can answer them.
For coming. I know we talk about you so much, so it's nice to hear directly from you. Does anyone have any questions for Bill and Cindy?
Just thank you. Amazing, amazing work.
I'm fascinated by this hotspot thing. I didn't know anything about
I didn't either.
hotspots and the fact that you could borrow a hotspot. Like, I don't even understand how that works, and that's amazing.
On a picnic and you want connectivity,
Yeah.
something like that.
So it's for folks who like don't have cell. That's amazing that you guys even offer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's both for, like, so if you're going on vacation and you're not going to, have spotty internet,
Yeah.
people borrow them for that reason, and then we have a lot of people who don't have internet access at their
Yeah.
home, and so it connects them to internet,
That's great.
so,
That's an amazing service.
yeah, it's been a
Do you
really
know what the
vital.
percentage is or Steve, do you know what the percentage is of people who do not have internet access?
No.
I know of people who don't.
Seems unusual nowadays that.
Yeah,
people
it
can't
is.
Connect, but,
Reliable internet's a problem
Yeah,
for
that's-
sure, so I wonder if that's part of the popularity of it as well. John, did you have anything?
Just continue with the good work. We're here to support you guys. I know the project downstairs, it's on our eyes, we're watching it. We all want it to get finished, and if we can help you somehow or do something, please reach out.
I got your number.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim.
Is anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. And so would you like to come back at least once a year, twice a year? Just let us know.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good,
anytime.
yes.
We know the chair of the select board.
Yeah, true. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
This is
thank
lovely.
you all.
All of
Thank
your
you very
work.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so moving right along, next we have another visitor, the Betty Allen Chapter National Society Daughters American Revolution request for proclamation for Constitution Week. Thank you for your patience.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
So I'm Donna Helm, and I live here in Belchertown. I'm the regent for the Betty Allen chapter of the DAR, which, in case you don't know, that's a Daughters of the American Revolution. And, yeah, I love the library here in town. And they have supported us through displays of the Constitution Week, and last year we had a Lafayette program there, and we work a lot with the Historical Association as well. Our chapter covers Hampshire County. So we have Constitution Week, which is the week of September 17th through the 23rd. And every September 17th, we have a bell ringing ceremony up at our chapter house, which is an historic house in Northampton. And back in the day, when there was an announcement, all the bells would ring, church bells would ring, and at 4 o'clock on September 17th, when the Constitution was signed, bells rang through Philadelphia. And so the country, a lot of Betty Allen chapters, not Betty, all DAR chapters try to coordinate bell ringing ceremonies at that time. And we read proclamations from the towns in Hampshire County that we're able to get proclamations from. And so we request a proclamation from the town of Belchertown to be read at this. Last year we had a proclamation from you folks, and we made a copy of it and displayed it in the library with our display. And we'd like to do that again this year.
Thank you for telling us the history, for returning. I imagine that we would like to do this. So I'd like to make a motion, and we can also ask questions.
Make a motion, we approve the proclamation in front of us for the DAR.
Second?
So discussion, and then of course, any questions for Donna?
The only question I have, is, I'm not sure the wording, it says Lord 2000, and I just want to clarify for
Oh.
religious purposes with the town if we sign
I
something like
don't know
that.
which she sent me, so
The very last line, it says, to be affixed this third day of August of the year of our Lord 2026. Is that just traditional language?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
traditional
perfect.
language.
That's all I wanted to make sure. That's
Yeah,
all.
no,
Yeah.
that's a fair question.
yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of old style.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah.
Style.
And then remind me, Donna, just, do we read this, or do you read it on our behalf of the town?
We'll read it on the behalf of the town. We'll have one of our members will read it.
Okay.
I know we currently have like 3 members that live here in Belchertown,
Nice.
and probably one of us will be reading Belchertown's.
Great.
Excellent.
So,
That makes sense.
but you're welcome to come.
Yeah.
It's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions?
No?
No? Okay, well then, let's go ahead and vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Well, that was unanimous, so
Okay.
400. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Your
you.
time tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, and next, application for change of managers for Sri Monkey. I think we have several of you here. Thank you for your patience.
Paul, thank you. Thank you for getting us on the agenda tonight.
Yes.
Rich Maynard on behalf of Schminke. Checkers, you probably know it.
Yeah,
better
yeah, of course.
as. Don't want to take up a lot of time of your meeting tonight. It's a pretty straightforward request.
Mm-hmm.
The current manager, liquor manager for the store is moving on to a different opportunity, so obviously you have to have a manager in there. So we're looking to have Mr. Patel, right to my left here, to come on as the new manager with the, he's tip certified, he's been a manager at another store, is currently actually, although he'd be changing from that store into this location. So he's familiar with the role, and has, as I say, you should have in your package a copy of his tip certification. We're hoping that the board would approve that change. And we're still waiting the Cold Spring from ABCC, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, I thought that was well
Yeah.
taken care of and done.
hopefully soon.
Steve, you're more an expert on this than I am. It looks like everything is here and in order.
Yes, everything's in order. Attorney Maynard did a fabulous job, as always, putting it together.
Yeah.
We do have the query, we have the tip certification, we have the application filled out.
Okay.
Once the board votes on this, it'll go back to the ABCC for final approval, which usually takes, a short amount of time. These are a little bit faster than licensing. So I would recommend that the board approve this.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the application licensing authority change for Sheer, I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. I can't pronounce it. Mika, Shumike Incorporated, DBA Checkers Liquors and Deli.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
And that was also unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think we have to have it notarized or anything. Okay, so next, request to place signs on town property for boat. Are you here for that? No, not
So we do have a request in our packet. We also have a representative of Boat online.
online.
Kristen Hogue.
Yeah. Okay.
See if she wants to speak here.
Oh, she's here.
Yeah, Chris is there, we can see her. Can't hear you quite yet, but we see you.
No, you're still muted, Chris. While she's looking into that, I'll be really quick.
Okay.
Boat is going to be hosting an event on the Common August 24th. They've submitted a request to use the Common for the display of the purple flags to
Oh,
honor
sure.
the victims of opioid addiction. And with that, they want to put signs up around town in various locations, starting on August 24th and ending on September 1st. Right now, we only have, at the time of this event, we will only have 2 other active sign requests in. One is the Lions Club,
Right.
which is sporadic. It coincides with their sales, and the farmer's market, which we know is every Sunday. So I have no issue with this sign request. She has met the intent of the policy. There'll only be 1 sign in the historic district, and she has a full list of all the other locations in the packet. Did you get your thing straightened out, Chris?
No.
Oh, now she's frozen.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, okay. Let me just get to that, because there is one more thing that I would like to point out on her behalf.
Okay.
Well, while I'm looking for this, I will also state that this is something that's happened now for a few years in a row. We haven't had any issues. They've been very responsive to any problems, and have, done exactly what they said they were going to do. What I was looking for is
What's the topic?
yeah, I was hoping to see the I know it's in here.
Is the candlelight vigil, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I want to just point out how many deaths occurred in
Oh, okay.
Massachusetts.
Because I see their vigil is for August 31st from 6 to 8. If I recall correctly, we got feedback that no one from the select board came last year, and I think they'd like us to at least send one representative.
Yeah, yeah. So there's 978 purple flags going on the common. These represent the lives lost to overdose in 2025.
In the state of Massachusetts?
Yes, that's a very significant number.
Yeah.
Do we know what the increase was from 25 to now?
I don't have that with me. Chris would know, but it sounds like, certainly looks like she's having some issues
Yeah.
with internet, so.
And then, this is the time, I make a motion, we approve the signs request by vote for sign placement from August 24th to September 1st, 2026.
Second?
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was also unanimous. I don't know if Chris can hear us, but Steve, can we have Abby or someone send out an invitation to all of us for the
There she is.
vigil?
Sure.
She's trying in another place. We still see you.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
My,
we hear
my
you.
computer died.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, naturally.
Well, Chris, we're going to make it easy on you. We went ahead and we voted and approved the signs.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did want to say, and tell me if I'm speaking out of turn, my recollection is last year we didn't send a representative to your vigil, and if I recall, you would like us to do that.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So we have AANA Empower Health, I think, in Tapestry coming,
Okay.
and a couple other organizations. So we do have it all set up and ready to go. From 6 to 6:45, we have like different stations set up for people. We have like different like a care station where people can go and do luminary bags and do like rock painting and coloring and that type of thing. There's also another comfort care station with like tissues, some lavender sachets, things like that. We have a memory board for people who want to bring pictures or write somebody's name down. And then at 6:45 we are doing like an opening. I'm hoping Representative Saunders will be there, as he usually is. And then we do have a poem reading, and then we have an open mic. And then Michelle Ruby, we're hoping she'll close with the closing prayer
Okay.
at 7:45. So.
That sounds really nice. Thank you.
Chris, can you confirm
yeah.
the date?
Yeah, so we're good. It's August 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. on the town common. And so we're going to be planting the flags Sunday after the farmer's market until that Thursday. I spoke with Linda LeDuc today. They're mowing on Friday morning, so we're going to get them off the common on Thursday afternoon. And the signs we'll put out the week prior, and then we'll pick them up on Tuesday, the day after the vigil.
Steve read the number of opioid deaths that occurred from 2025 to 2026, and it was
78, I believe.
978. Chris, do you know what percentage change from 25 to 26 that represents?
Yeah, I think there was 1,125 last year, so it is going down every year. 3 years ago, it was over 2,000.
Phenomenal.
So it has dropped 50% in less than 3 years. So
I think
we're
that's
doing what we're
important.
supposed to be doing in Massachusetts.
I think that's important for people to know.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
and
your work.
I have a press release already written, and I'll be sending that into the paper as well. So people know what they're looking at on the common, and they know the statistics that are out there and available.
Thank you.
Great.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. Any other questions or comments for Chris? No. Okay. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate
Thank you. Thank you very much for your
Thanks.
support.
Bye. Okay, so we've already done a couple. So I think we're jumping ahead now to G, endorse amendment to Declaration of Restriction 631 Warrant Right. Is that right?
That is correct. The property located at 631 Warren Wright Street was previously, and still is, under a conservation restriction through National Heritage, our endangered species program for eastern box turtle. The property owner there encroached into that area Oh,
I am a property owner.
oh, you're the,
The former property
The
owner.
former.
Approaches the area. I happen to buy a property that I didn't know anything about this.
Oh, okay.
And then last year, I got an anal retentive buyer that stuck one map on top of the other and said, your barn's out of place. I had no idea. The barn was permitted by the town of Belchertown. I've been waiting 16 months to sell my home. I had it sold last year and lost my sale. I also lost my job and my home in Florida while I'm maintaining this one because a box turtle was seen 100 yards south of my property 15 years ago, and they know the state failed to file whatever paperwork properly, which led to the town issuing a permit for a barn that I had nothing to do with. And I'm super happy about conservation. I work with endangered animals in Florida all the time, but I need signatures so I can get out. Because
can we have your name for the record?
Yeah,
my name is Francis McPhail, and I own 631 Warren Wright Road.
okay, thank you.
So anyhow, this has been reviewed by council and our Conservation Commission, and they're in agreement that we should sign this document.
Okay.
And basically, it will change the boundaries of the restricted area so that the barn and the driveway and all the amenities that were just described will be outside of that area and can exist. And she'll have a clear
Insurance
title.
bought my yard back.
Okay. So basically, it was made conservation land, and now they're saying it's no longer conservation land?
Well, there's going to be a little bit of a transfer of property. Some areas going in, 11,000, 320 square feet's coming out. And then there was also a donation made to a mitigation fund for the,
So they're making an exception for this.
that is correct, yep. Yep.
That's excellent to
So
hear.
I would recommend that we sign off on this and,
I make a motion that we endorse the declaration of restriction on 631 Warren Wright Road.
Second?
Okay. Any further discussion?
Somebody has to notarize it if Dan is willing to notarize it tonight.
yeah, he's
I'll
prepared.
catch it at the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to say for the record that I'm sorry about
I
all that you've gone through.
It's nobody's fault. It was some kind of weird glitch that I just happened to get stuck in, and I happened to get one buyer that his attorney chased it down a rabbit hole. And the town had nothing, the town signed up, it was, the state failed to file whatever they should have filed 15 years ago. They won't admit that, but they did.
They never will.
And my title insurance bought back my land that I already paid for, and now have been literally sitting and trying to work. But my taxes for the past year are sitting on my credit card, and so if anybody needs a home, it will be up on the market Friday.
Okay.
Steve, thank you.
And my only other question is, do we have to inform abutters about this?
No.
Doesn't, okay.
No,
Just
you're all set.
Thank you
Did-
so much.
Don't forget to vote.
We do need to vote, yes, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that was unanimous.
Thank you so much, I really
So welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay,
All right, 6H, we have a request from Terry Camerlin to appoint election workers to be effective September 1st, 2026 through August 31st, 2027. And it feels like yesterday we did this.
I feel like we did this already, didn't we?
No, it was a year ago.
Sorry. Sorry.
I make a motion, we approve the election workers presented by the town clerk in front of us. Do we have to read the names or no?
Yeah, I would just for the
Put the
record.
effective
please.
term,
Oh, effective term of
September 1,
September 1
2026.
to September 1, 2026 to August 31st, 2027.
I second.
My discussion is, I really feel like we did this yesterday, so that's just crazy. But no, this is great, and I mean, thanks to everyone who volunteers their time to do this. All right, any other discussion?
No?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that was unanimous. gosh. All right, so now, we did,
The fire
so
department.
request to solicit donations and participate in the parade from the fire department.
Yeah, so every year, the fire department submits the same request. They want to participate in the annual parade, and the association performs fundraising. All of the firefighters, whether they're on-call, volunteer, or paid, are part of the Firefighters Association.
Okay.
This is their fundraising arm. So the request is to be able to use town equipment and town uniforms while they're fundraising.
Oh,
And we have traditionally always allowed this practice.
okay, I see.
I make a motion, we approve the fire department to solicit donations and participate in the parade for the fire department.
I second.
Oh, I should put a date in there. Right, do you need a date or no?
No, I mean, I think it's understood, but the fair is the 25th through the 27th, so you could certainly,
From the
You want to add
This
25th.
is for the parade, right?
I think, will they?
this is for the whole fair, yeah.
The whole
The
fair.
whole fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get a second?
Yes,
Do you have who seconded that?
Lisa
Okay,
did.
you
Lisa
didn't
did.
hear
I
it.
did.
My only question is, I understand special dispensation to wear the uniforms. Are they also paid during that time?
No,
Okay.
no.
So they're volunteering their time?
yes. There are paid details working the fair,
Sure.
but no, not while
Not
they're
the ones that are
fundraising.
fundraising.
But they're separate from the folks who are fundraising, right?
The paid details are, yes, yeah, yeah.
All right, well, that's very kind of them. Any other discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed, abstentions? Okay, it was unanimous, I just didn't hear it. Thank you. All right, we have review approved food and goods policy. This is our, yeah. This is the food, I think this is the food truck
Is the
policy.
food truck policy?
It is, after several revisions with council, it made sense to address the previous goal and objective to support pop-up vendors, which is very similar to what a food truck would do. If somebody wants to sell candles or homemade soap, and they want to have a stand on the common in the parking lot on a Friday afternoon, this will allow them to do it. The reasoning is the two policies would be exactly the same. We'd be looking at exactly the same criteria, exactly the same application, the same permit form. It's really just a title thing. We'd be looking for the same insurances. So it made sense to combine it into one and just address it all at once. So we
Got
could
it.
have, a pop-up food truck, or if somebody wanted to sell, I guess it got a little gray with me because we started talking about, what if somebody wants to sell bread? Is that a food truck or is that a pop-up vendor? But then what about crafts and those kinds of things? So it just made sense to combine it all into one for us. We don't have to approve this tonight. I mean, the season's rapidly coming to a close, we know that. But it has been in the parking lot for quite a bit of time. Once it's approved, we'll have a very simple form, a request form on the website, so people can fill it out and submit it. We will return the policy, they'll sign off on the policy, and once they do that and submit the required information, we'll send them another form, which will be their actual permit, and the policy will be attached to that. So the permit form itself and the application is just administrative. It's really the policy that I need the board to agree to. So I know we've gone back and forth again with council. This really isn't about generating money for the town. It's more about control, how many vendors, where they are, knowledge, because if there's a complaint, we want to know who was there.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to restrict the number of vendors, those kinds of things. So the fee is minimal. It's $10 an event or $100 for a year. And if they want it for the year, they have to give us a schedule so we know when they're going to be operating. There's means in there for revocation if there's problems. We can, discipline, suspend, revoke, those kinds of things. So I'm pretty satisfied with it. So, I'm ready to go, but it's up to the board.
Yeah, Jen?
So I'm just looking at the list of locations. And we don't have to do this tonight, but like maybe we should decide what spaces, like what's the inventory of locations that we have available for folks to do this type of thing, to include as part of the marketing, if you will, of like, we have
So
this
we
new
would set-
thing.
Like 3 areas or whatever you're thinking?
Well, I
and
mean,
Nowhere else?
so what's listed here is the parking lot in the common,
Yeah.
town hall parking lot, senior center parking lot, and then other locations may be considered by review of the town manager and the select board, but maybe we should,
Well, I'm thinking about Arc Point, for instance.
but that's a private business, that's not town property.
And that's the question I did want to ask is, you've listed that the policy does not apply to town-sponsored events, and then you list off a bunch of town-sponsored events. So who does this apply to, and who will be directly affected because of this policy?
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to look in the back of my head for a good definition of a pop-up. But a town-sponsored event would be, you know, the Food Truck Friday.
No,
We
I
wouldn't ask
get
those
that.
food trucks.
I'm talking
so-
about what, because I want to understand
Yeah,
who falls outside of that right now.
right. So if, you know, I remember the day of, you know, people with the hot dog carts. You know, if somebody said, I want to sell hot dogs on Friday afternoon on the end of the common,
Yeah.
this would fall, that's where they would apply to. You know, if a local ice cream vendor wanted to set up on a hot Friday afternoon down by the senior center where all the youth activities are, that would fall under that. If the library puts on a book sale and wants to have crafters there, then they wouldn't need a separate permit because it's you know, it's part of a very
An event.
town-sponsored program. But if somebody wanted to set up, you know, in the parking lot and sell, you know, bread, then we could allow that potentially. So it's really when the town's not involved, and that's
Yeah,
why.
I guess I'm just wondering who, like, I don't understand, like, who right now is breaking this? Like, who
Nobody.
would be adversely affected?
Nobody's, but we've had people ask if there was, that, you know, they wanted to set up a food truck on the common.
Okay,
We had a barbecue place recently, they wanted to bring a trailer in and sell barbecue
Okay.
on, you know, afternoons or something, and I had to say, we have no means to allow this.
okay.
We also don't have any means to disallow it, but they didn't want to, you know, argue that point.
We first started working on this nearly a year ago, I think, because John and I spent some time on it, and it's more intensive now than it was then. But that was the goal, was so that someone does come.
No,
to-
I don't disagree with it. The one I wonder about is the Pride Festival, because I don't see that listed.
It's a
And-
town-sponsored
Town
event.
Yeah.
event,
It's what?
It's a town-sponsored event.
Okay, well, I mean, you listed these others, I didn't see that
Did we
on
list
there.
any events?
Why don't we strike that and just put town-sponsored events?
Yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna, if either
Well, I think there
list
was-
everything
yeah.
or,
But I think it was an et cetera. I don't think it was all
I think it just gave example.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's just
people,
examples.
Well, we
or
can
something.
strike the
example.
examples.
Are we talking about the locations or the events that need to be
the
struck?
events. I think you either are all-inclusive or
We can't be,
generic, exactly.
I
So
see, okay.
yeah. So we
That's-
can strike that,
That's the only thing.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we need
yeah.
a policy, so this is not like I don't want the policy, I just want to make sure.
I see, so you're saying, so
Yeah.
say this policy does not apply to town-sponsored events.
Period.
That's fine.
But to my other point about inventory of spaces,
Yes.
I think we could maybe develop that. Maybe when new people come on board, we can like develop it, because I could see this as being an economic driver
Yeah, for sure.
for encouraging entrepreneurs that are operating in their house to sell their goods outside of the house without having
Sorry, I can't
a
hear
brick
you.
and
Can you
mortar.
give me the gist of what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying this would allow people who are maybe making goods in their own homes to be able to have a space to sell it without a brick and mortar space. So I think it would be,
Outside their own homes, you mean, on their property?
yes, but like take it out of their house, set it up somewhere in a central located town-owned property.
Okay, so not on their own property. This would not take care of.
No,
for
if it's on
instance-
their own home, that's in their own home.
Because that was
They're
another
licensed
one that we
differently.
have been
Right.
talking about. So I just want to separate what we're talking about. So this does not affect carts. I mean, I have a couple in my neighborhood on people's property that are selling.
Right, that's private property.
Okay.
Yep, so they can do that as long as they follow, home
Yeah.
occupation rules. I think the gather space is kind
Yeah.
of one of those areas we were thinking where people could set up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the gather space?
Sorry, I just want to finish this thought before I move on to another thought. So, the Creative Economy Committee was talking about what you're talking about, sheds and things that are located on people's properties and whether or not they're considered stores or not, but I'm not sure where that went, because that needed a town meeting vote, so I'm not
Right.
sure. So this is a separate thing altogether. The Gather project is a project of the Creative Economy for the Cultural District, so it's a whole. Did you miss
You missed that
the
meeting.
meeting?
missed that meeting.
Yeah.
We didn't vote on anything. They just came to talk to us about it.
I just want to make sure I understood, what we were talking about, because I know the shed thing was something that
Yes.
You're right.
is another issue.
You're right.
it
And we
didn't-
haven't addressed it head
Yeah,
on.
okay.
So this would just be for one-off trucks coming onto town property, not affiliated with the town event.
All right.
exactly.
And the
That's
goal
the best way to
is
put it.
to make sure that food trucks don't just set up on their own?
Right.
Okay.
But if they want to, then there's a process that they can.
Does that include Town Mart?
No.
That's private
property.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So, I agree. I think when we started talking about this a year ago, we weren't really sure where we would want them to set up.
Yeah,
They, we included the school properties in there. Council did opine
Yeah.
that the select board has the authority to approve, this policy or enforce this policy over school land. But in the policy, it explicitly states that they need permission from the schools first,
Yeah.
and then the board could vote to approve that.
Okay.
Another location that's not on here is the former family center site. There's a little bit of a parking lot there that would lend itself very well. So I think we can expand that in the future.
Okay.
I don't have any issue with reasonable spaces.
Yeah.
Constantino Field,
Yeah.
if people want to set up there or something, that's all fine.
yeah,
What I would probably discourage is setting up on town property where it would negatively impact the local business.
Yeah.
That we might want to say no.
yeah.
But Constantino Field, we have the disc golf course, we
Yeah.
have soccer, we have baseball,
Oh, yeah,
and there's no food or water up there.
true.
And it's too far to
Prime
walk.
location, yeah.
So why not let a food truck set up there on a
Absolutely.
busy weekend? For $10, what
Yeah.
do they have to lose if they have nothing else going on?
Yeah.
So,
No, it makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. It gives me something to do in retirement. I can get my hot dog.
The
cart.
only other thing when you have food, you have trash.
Yes,
So that's the other piece of it.
We did put in a trash and recycling policy.
Yeah.
No, who's responsible for the cleanup?
they are.
They are.
Yeah, the
They
vendor.
are.
Okay,
Yeah, and if they fail to clean up, then, we'll
They're
revoke
nick-
their permit.
Right.
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a zero tolerance with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We also referenced noise ordinance.
yeah.
generators,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, well done.
Approve
Jen,
it.
do you have
Make a motion.
somebody from the creative economy, because I know you're the liaison,
Mm-hmm.
to send over what the gather thing is, because I don't know.
We have some materials, but we can get it for you.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, so I think we need to vote on this.
So I will make a motion to approve the food and goods policy with the correction to change the language to remove all mentions of actual town-sponsored events.
Second?
Okay. Further discussion? I just wanted to add that I know one thing we said is this is nearly a 5-page document, so if the actual former application is user-friendly so as not to scare them away, that would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
That's smart.
yeah. All right, and thank you in advance. So all those in favor?
Aye.
That was also unanimous. Okay. Let's see, employee survey discussion, pages 97 to 98. I guess, Steve, I'll defer to you if you have any initial thoughts, and then I think this was one of John and Nicole's initiatives also.
Yeah, so we did run a survey, probably a month long. Where are we here? Let me find it.
Near the back.
Asking what employees felt would be appropriate to acknowledge all the hard work that they put in throughout the year, essentially an employee appreciation event. And we got some mixed results. Some wanted food, ice cream came up. Others wanted additional time off, felt that, time is more valuable than, anything else.
Right.
Some actually said they already feel appreciated, which was nice to hear. Gift cards came up a few times, Town Beach Day, which could be fun. So there was a varied mix of options for the board to consider. I also received some feedback that maybe it's time that we fulfill our goals and objectives item and conduct, actually fund and conduct the job description review and salary survey. Some employees felt that that would be more important than, a one-time event or a gift. Show that this board's support for them is much broader and much more widespread. And I agree with that. I know the last time we did one was 2012, and we talked about this during goals and objectives and felt it was important enough to include in the document, but at the time we didn't have any funding identified with that. We were hoping maybe grants could come in. We know we're looking at between $35,000 and $40,000. We have about 130 employees right now. I think we have 65 job descriptions, thereabouts. If we did an appreciation event and we spent $25, $30 on each employee, it would be, a few $1,000s. So it's certainly a big jump, but it's also something that's probably overdue and necessary.
Well, it's
So-
more meaningful.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so I think it's probably, I think that would send a much stronger message to our employees that they're valued and appreciated, and we're going to make sure that they're being treated fairly and their salaries are competitive with our surrounding communities. So that's, the 1,000-foot level. We can talk about the individual recommendations, but at this point, I think I'm going to recommend that we table this event planning and we move on to try to figure out how we can fund, a complete HR item to go over job descriptions and salaries.
Well, I also wanted to note that, that there were responses that said that they felt appreciated simply because of the extra week of vacation that that they were given, which I thought was really good to hear. I also think that one that I wish we had thought of, because I think it's good, is to recognize employees at select board meetings for their 5, 10, 15, and so on year milestones instead of just mailing out the certificates.
Yeah.
Like, we should have thought of that.
I circled that one
Yeah.
also, just even reading their names.
Yeah.
We certainly see them.
Yeah, I read that and I looked at that as not an individual event, and that's what this started as, is, a day.
Oh, I'm saying in
Yeah.
addition to
Right.
what you're
Right.
talking about, that this is something,
Yeah.
why not?
Moving forward, I agree.
Yeah.
I think we, especially when we start getting employees that have been here 20, 25, 30 years.
Well,
Something
even
as simple
5
as-
years, it's, you know, it's a milestone.
Oh, absolutely. But something as simple as making sure all 5 board members sign the certificate, you know, that goes a long ways. And then, yeah, having them come in instead of just having it show up in the mail file.
Well, just saying their names.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. So,
But yeah, to Lisa's point, this was anonymous feedback, and I thought they were pretty gracious. So I just appreciated that in general, and we do want to do something that's meaningful. So if there's not a consensus, maybe we do wait and put our efforts towards something larger.
yeah, I think we're going to be having a conversation pretty soon about, you know, some available state aid that we received through our cherry sheets and, you know, how we're going to manage that. And we're going to have that conversation ahead of the special town meeting, because if we are going to move it, now's the time. And I recommended already that we put it all into stabilization to try to build our percentages up. But at the same time, I think we should be looking for any priorities that we may have to make sure that we're, you know, not only serving our employees the best that we can, but Belchertown as a whole and our residents. So I think that's going to come up as a topic of discussion at the tri-board meeting.
It should.
Yep.
I just have a comment. I appreciate them filling out this form, and I read all the comments, and some of the stuff is on our goals and objectives, just like the hours at town hall, so that's something we can look at. I mean, I've always fight for the employees, as you guys know. I mean, we have 130 employees, there's only 24 responses. I really want the employees to reach out, and I wanted 130 responses. So employees, please reach out. We want to hear from you. We want to see your feedback. You can't have 24 speak for 130. That's my comment on that. And with the Christmas stuff, I think we can get some of the stuff on our agenda early so people can plan. So if we're going to close town hall with Christmas and give employees a break, maybe bring that up now so they can start planning their future, and we can get that and make the motion early in September so they can start planning their holidays. So that kind of stuff to help
Well, I
them.
don't think this was a laundry list of do all.
No, but I'm just trying to think, some of the stuff we can act now and act on it, and usually vote to close town hall like in December. Why don't we just do that in September so they can plan their lives and their vacations?
Yeah, we can.
To make everyone's life easier, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And our lives. I think it helps
We
everybody
have
out.
to balance that with the community's need to access town services. And we did give them an extra week of vacation this year. I'm concerned that when we add additional time off, that could hurt the community. We need to keep in mind that we're all here to serve the community. And, you know, I was talking to a department just this past week who said, you know, the additional week is great that we got, but now we have to scramble to see who's going to be able to cover because it's that much more time off. So there's a double-edged sword here I want us to be aware of. The time off is great, the coverage also has to be there. And I don't want to play the Grinch in this, but it has real consequences for residents.
I agree. I also think that both of your points actually complement each other too, because if we are going to be asked to approve additional time off, more time will even help those people to be able to think about, you know, how does that change then the vacation requests they already have? Maybe those get pushed back
Exactly.
further. So sure, if we can take up those issues sooner, that's always better. So for tonight then, are we taking no action on this item? I guess we're not doing anything specific.
I make a motion that we take no action on the, where
The
is it?
employee survey.
Yes, on the employee survey.
Do we have to vote on it?
I don't know if we have to vote on it,
It's
do
just a
we?
discussion.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can. I mean, there's no harm either way. If you want to put it to bed, we can vote on it.
Well, it just makes it official.
Yeah. Do I hear a second? Okay, then we're not voting on it.
Okay.
All right, we are going to vote on this next one because it says the word vote. Vote to set alternate location for select board meeting on August 17th or August 8th. John, this is your great idea.
Yeah, so I reached out to Pine Valley. I've been going there, I've been reporting in my board report. So they're interested in hosting us for a meeting at their facility, at their house, I guess, I don't know, clubhouse you want to call it.
Yeah.
In the past, I did some research with Steve. There has been select board meetings there in the past, so there's a lot of residents down there elderly. They can't drive in the nighttime, it gets dark,
Yeah.
so they would like to come. Some of them can't drive because they're older residents or they don't have cars or that kind of stuff. So it'd be nice to bring the meeting out there, and this kind of fits with Nicole's stuff, how we're trying to reach the public and outreach and how to get people at town meeting and tell the town what's going on. This fulfills some of that criteria. So I'm hoping we can move our August 17th meeting there or September 8th meeting there, if everything's okay with you. We did look at it with Esther and put on their first sound system and stuff. They can accommodate the public. Obviously, it's a bigger room than this, so there's a lot more room, so the public can come if they want to come. If someone doesn't live in Pine Valley, they're still welcome to come.
So we've done this before?
A long time ago.
Very long time ago, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The big hurdle was with all the technology
I
surrounding
know, I'm
meetings now.
thinking that.
Yeah.
But we did reach out to Kevin Hannon and Esther, and they are confident that they can make this work with enough advance notice. We did reach out to Pine Valley. I think, John, you sent an email if they had a preference between the two dates, and I don't think they gave us one yet, so.
I think they're just waiting on us to vote on either one. I think if we could approve both of them, then they could be flexible and we have enough time to post our meeting and their location. Then they could accommodate based off of that, if that makes sense. If something, say there's a hiccup or something and we can't do the 17th for some reason, we'd always fall back on the 8th. Would be my thought.
So why don't we approve the 17th and we do a rain date on
Okay.
August
September.
17th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think having that rather than the September date, it feels like something we could do more in the summer and then get back in the fall in our regular space.
Okay.
Very next meeting.
Yeah.
So we do need to vote on that, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely.
I make a motion, we have an alternate location for our select board meeting on 8/17/2026 at Pine Valley Plantation.
I second?
Discussion? So I think we're all going to be here. I don't think anyone's. on
Is
vacation.
Nicole here?
I think she is, yeah.
I think she said she was back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
That was also unanimous.
The only question I have on that, Steve or Sherry, do you want to send an official?
Or,
I mean, I can too, but if it wants to come from.
Yeah, we
you
can let
guys.
them know.
Yeah. And then, just will you make sure and give us the exact address?
Yeah, I'll give the
I don't
address and. then
Go
we'll
where I
get that.
believe I think I'm going and I've gone to the wrong location. Thanks.
Thank you.
I did vote yes on this, but I do have a question. Are we setting precedent by doing this? Are there other communities that would want us to do this too?
Sports Haven?
They don't have a, so it's 281 Chauncey Walker is your official address. They have a main, excuse me, a main office in what they call the manor. And within the manor, they have a big meeting space that can probably accommodate 75 people. So they're offering that up. I think if there's other you know,
I'm thinking
areas. and they-
Christopher Heights,
if they
I
can-
don't know.
Yeah, if they can accommodate us,
Yeah.
I don't see why not, but they have to, you know, agree to allow the public
Right.
to come in, so that's gonna be the question. You know, Christopher Heights may not want the general public going in and out, but they may be fine with it, and we have
I
to.
love it.
Right,
That's a good
But
point.
it's more about setting precedent. There would, I don't know why, if it was done so long ago, why it stopped. Do you have any?
I don't
Okay.
know. You know, certainly before COVID could have influenced that. It could have just been a convenience thing.
And you brought up the point of technology, that probably got in the way also.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, if Kevin's sure of it,
Yeah.
okay.
We're gonna learn something.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, we'll get feedback, and if it doesn't work, we don't do it again. I guess.
Right,
I think it's a
exactly.
good way to reach the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so then discuss schedule for legislative presentation of replica of Declaration of Independence. And this is Aaron Saunders.
Yeah, I believe it's Aaron Saunders and Jake Oliveira.
Okay.
So they contacted my office regarding their intent to present the town with a replica of the Declaration of Independence in honor of the 250th. They felt that there were two significant dates in Belchertown's planning that they would like to attend to do that. One is either at the fireworks or one immediately after the parade, maybe meeting over by the Civil War Monument by the cannon, and they can, present it there. So it's really up to what the board wants to do. I have no preference, I'll be at both. I think they both have significance in our 250th anniversary. So whatever the board wants to do is fine with me. I just need to let them know.
Have they considered presenting it at the very beginning of the parade? Because right after the parade, people start to go off to go and get their funnel cakes and do the games.
I think they want to start it anyway.
Yeah,
given their-
I can mention that to them. I mean, I don't know how long of a presentation it is,
Okay.
but we could stop at the announcer's booth
Right.
if it's going to be quick, if it's going to be just a minute or so.
Right.
If it's longer, we could try to, I mean, if you want to focus on parade day, we'll try to find it.
Well, I'm thinking we do the Pledge of Allegiance first, right? And then maybe that? I don't know. What do you think, John?
I think the problem with the parade is you start adding too much, you have to get with the parade committee, and then it drags out everything, and they have a timeline they have to stick
All
to.
these people.
So it's just it's a good idea, but at the same time, if we just move it to the common afterwards, everyone's still there and the public can walk around. It's just, the parade is just so long. You have to
Massive.
stop and do one more thing.
Well,
We have to organize that with the parade committee and then add that into the more planning, if that makes
Sure.
sense. Granted, 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but it does, 5 minutes in adds
Well, and
20
they
minutes.
like to talk.
Yeah.
So maybe you have a point, yeah.
Would you do it over at the livestock area?
I think we do it right in
Civil.
the Civil War, American Revolution canon. I think the first option would be, my suggestion is we do the 250th event, that's the night of the fireworks.
Yep.
If for some reason that gets rained out, then we have the parade option as a second date, an option. Is my,
So you're saying like after we go all through the whole parade, then we hot foot it back up to
Yeah.
the Civil War
Eh,
Monument?
yeah,
then
and 12
do
o'clock
a
the fair
thing?
officially opens, the gazebo's right there, it's kind of like
Yeah.
the town center, that true center area. The
Yeah,
public can
because
walk
there's
by.
nothing that's right there.
No,
so
we can
that
open
would
the
be
fence and we
perfect.
can all go inside the fenced-in area
Yeah,
if we wanted to do something right there.
Yeah.
But I thought if the governor does come, it'd be a perfect opportunity at the 250 event to do something like
You're
that.
the logistics on this, you and Nicole.
Yeah.
Are the
That was our
architects.
first option, was there at the
Okay.
250th. Then the rain day would be if somehow Jake and Aaron couldn't make it, but currently they're going to make it to
Okay.
the fireworks as we have the rain date
Okay.
at the parade.
Okay.
As long as the select board is
No,
present, as long as most of us are present.
Yeah,
is
and
our
so if it's
goal.
at fireworks, will there be enough lighting on them
Yep.
for the presentation?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that makes, like, really
Yeah.
good sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It has a better flow.
Makes sense to me. All right, do we need to formalize and vote on this?
We don't need to vote, I was just
Have
for a
discussion.
discussion item so we could all
Yeah,
be
Great,
present and make sure our calendars align, and
no, sounds good.
if at least 90% of us were there, 3 of us were there, we can.
Yeah. Yeah, and just, since you're planning most of this, just let us know what time you need us to be present for firework night, when you know.
Yeah, we're trying to get the timeline
Yeah.
ironed out with that.
No,
Once
that
we get
sounds
the
great.
firework vendor, then we can build everything backwards from there.
how's the fundraising going on that?
We have all the money?
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think that's everything, so now we're gonna move into town manager's report.
Great, and I'll try to be quick. I endorsed warrants. I did hold a department heads meeting. I met with the town accountant to discuss financial policies. She has been working on a series of financial policies. She's going to present them to the Finance Committee for review and comment, and hopefully get a recommendation from the Finance Committee to the Select Board to either approve or make changes as you see fit. So she is working on that. That's something that was in her DLS report all the way back to, the 2021 review.
Awesome.
I did meet with the EDIC Chair, MassDevelopment, and a housing developer who may have interest in Carriage Grove. There's a little bit of a typo there, I just realized. I also attended the Trestle Bridge Repair Project kickoff meeting. We got a MassTrails Grant to repair the Trestle Bridge on the Mass Central Rail Trail section down by Route 181. It's between Route 181 and North Washington Street. So that should be starting. The contractor feels it's about 3 weeks worth of construction, so it's going to be down for a minimal amount of time.
Not terrible, though.
Not at all. And they are well aware that the Mill Valley Snowmobile Club wants to use it as soon as the snow starts. They're ready.
Pressure's on.
I met with an insurance agent regarding potential litigation against the town.
What's that all about?
It's potential litigation, so I will talk to you about that one-on-one.
Okay.
Okay. Another typo, I did attend the MassTrails Grant MCRT Section 1C kickoff meeting. That Section 1C is the piece that runs between Maple Street and George Hannum. We also got a grant through MassTrails to do design work on that. So we're going to be advancing that design, and that should begin any time now. We're just waiting on our consultant to get us their final contract. I've been working on the sale of 6 Berkshire Ave. Stay tuned on that. I'm not sure when we're going to close. I did.
Any further along?
No, I'm not. I'm still going back and forth with council. I conducted interviews for the Community and Economic Development Planner position. I opened up RFPs for the Cultural District Coordinator. I met with Jacob Robinson from the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce to discuss economic development. We had a really good conversation, which shifted a little bit towards partnerships with Pathfinder, which was encouraging.
Exactly.
So I'm going to be setting up a meeting with him and Eric Duda at some point to talk about, how they can work together. And I did talk to Eric. I think later on down here, I reported about that as well, but he is more than happy to do so.
So Eric is interested in partnership opportunities.
He said he'll talk to anybody after September 1, but right now he is.
Oh, I know, but that's a
Yes,
good sign.
very interesting. I did meet with the communications team regarding ADA compliance. We are going to be looking at a series of trainings for our staff, so that we know that as we're putting documents up into the website that they're ADA compliant, so we don't have to try to change everything at the compliance deadline. I had a meeting with Tony Morales from the UMass economic team, Chancellor's office, about future opportunities and economic development here in Belchertown.
And is there an interest? Or are we still in the intro stage?
Well, I think we're still in the intro stage.
That's fine.
We're still pursuing opportunities,
Okay.
and just trying to, build relationships, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent.
I did attend a Complete Streets Priority Project Ranking meeting. As you're aware, we gained Complete Streets status a year ago as part of the goals and objectives. And now our task is to come up with projects and rank them so that we can start applying for grants. We have a bid protest for the Hop Brook Culvert project on Warren Wright Road. So we did have a legal briefing on that. That bid protest is with the Attorney General's office, and we
Okay.
will probably not know till September if we're going to be successful. And as promised, I met with Eric Duda, Pathfinder Regional School District. Took a quick tour of Cold Spring through the construction. It was a good meeting. He is very encouraged about partnering with the town on projects, collaborating on economic development, and is also suggesting that there will be space available for town events when we need it.
Phenomenal.
He was more than gracious about the parade and fair day. He knew that the fair committee uses the parking lot and driveway, and he was happy to have them there. Had no issues with any of that. And he said he knows that many of you are probably chomping at the bit to, have a tour and check things out. And he said, as soon as they get students in there, he'll be reaching out. But right now, he said he's just over his head with,
But
trying to keep up with
he's on time? Like
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
where he needs to be? Oh,
He
that's
feels
excellent.
that he is, yes. And he has a great vision for the future of the building. He already has a space laid out for an elevator, and, he's really just rocking and rolling in there, so it was good to catch up with him. The town's electrical supply contract is up this calendar year. This is not the residential aggregate, this is the town aggregate for our buildings. We're currently paying about 11 cents a kilowatt hour, and for generation, I'm going to suggest that it's probably going to be 14 or 15 cents when we renew. It's a big jump. But, right now fuel is up. There's a lot of conflict in the Mideast, so we're expecting a significant jump.
There are a lot of residents that are very concerned. They're paying like triple the amount that they had paid in previous years.
Well, if they're on the town aggregate, they shouldn't be. They should be paying less. We just, I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are, but I believe it's about 3 cents less on
Yeah.
the Belchertown Energy
Plan.
Choice than going through a standard option of National Grid.
So like residents, when we are due for renewal, do we go out to bid and look
Yes.
at, okay.
Yeah.
This
So we-
might be a good time to push that program again, though?
They are,
Because-
they're doing outreach.
Okay.
Yeah. So if people are not signed up for that, they should be. The problem is unless they entered into the let me back up. These are two very separate
Different things,
programs.
right.
The town aggregate is our buildings, including the schools.
Yes.
So we were aggregating our power and bidding it 15 years ago. Last year, about 18 months ago, the town aggregated and bid on behalf of the residents. So on the website, that's Belchertown Energy Choice. People who are signing up for that now don't get the rate that they did if they had signed up 18 months ago. So they may not see all of the savings that those people are, but that was a 39-month commitment, that contract. So there's still about 2 more years for the people who signed up day one.
Okay.
So that's the good news, because electrical prices have gone up, and we've been sheltered from that for the most part. And that's just on the generation side.
But if they did switch over, they would see
They would-
a decrease.
Potentially, they would see some savings, yes. Yeah. I don't know
I'm
what
just
the-
trying to sell your program.
Yeah, I don't know what the current rate is, but yes.
Okay,
Potentially, they should, yeah.
okay.
I had a meeting with the owner of 571 Federal Street and the Stormwater Agent regarding new construction and the stormwater permit. It ended well. I've been working with the town planner regarding a property dispute off of Allen Street. And I did attend part 2 of the Strategic Organizational Alignment Seminar, and I found it to be as informative as part 1.
Who's
So-
putting that on?
I can-
MMA.
So the link, I can send everyone the link to the second part, because the recording came right after it, unless your staff wants to do it.
Either or, yeah.
Who's putting it on?
It was an MMA.
It was MMA.
Okay, thank you. Review of weekly mail. Anyone have anything they want to discuss? Okay, then individual board reports. Lisa, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm going to actually start from the 13th because I've been away. I attended the Finance Committee meeting, and these are all, my new liaison assignments, so it was really an introduction and hearing where the priorities are right now. On the 14th, I was at the Board of Assessors meeting. On the 15th, I attended the EDIC meeting. On the 17th, I was with, I think everybody came, to Jennifer Whitehead's anniversary celebration. No, Nicole wasn't able to come. And then I was in Wellfleet for a week. It was great. On the 29th, I met with a committee member on the Board of Assessors to get a closer understanding of the work that's done. And this morning, I met with Clapp Memorial Library officials to get an introduction to Clapp Memorial Library work. Yeah.
Attended 22 July, attended the Aging Dementia Friendly Implementation Group. Same thing, that falls as a council on aging. They kind of go intertwined now. We're talking about maybe combining age and dementia into the Council of Aging because it would make more sense, making like a subcommittee, because they only meet quarterly and it's Doug's there, DPW's there, so try to get everybody at one meeting would make more sense. It would help. But the big thing I got out of that, just to let everyone know, is there's no public health nurse anymore. I don't know if Steve can comment on this. The public health nurse from Quabbin Health District resigned. She took the job and resigned. So now it has to get posted again. So it actually is a concern because that's who did our flu shots down there. So they have to work on getting the flu clinic. Hopefully they can partner with CVS or Stop and Shop, but that's one of the concerns they had. The other thing is the AC is still down at the senior center. We have 2 trailers. That happened during the whole, we're working with insurance, so we got to work on that. And they're starting to plan the November holiday luncheon and December holiday luncheon, get dates for us, so if we can help serve again if we're available.
That'd be great.
But the public health nurse thing is kind of a big thing.
But didn't we share that resource?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. that's
Public
what I
health nurse
thought.
works for the Quabbin Health District.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so aren't they the ones that are supposed to be working on
Yes.
hiring a new person? I
Yeah.
know it's been a while.
They got hired and they didn't, like, they resigned within
Yeah,
2 or
It
3
was
weeks.
announced.
She just resigned a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was,
like it was just announced
it was.
that she
It was only like
hired.
less than a month on the job.
Yeah, personal reasons,
Reasons.
Okay, it had nothing to do with the job.
nothing to do with the
Okay.
job.
Okay.
So
Well-
we're back at square one.
Square one.
Yeah.
On 22 July, I met with the veteran agent. He's been planning a lot of stuff, getting the town. He's doing a walking program for veterans. He's trying to do a welcome back to school program, kind of help veterans and their family. A backpack drive we're trying to organize, haircuts for veterans. So he's trying to do a bunch of different things to kind of get the veteran community going again in town. And partner with the Culture Center Council. So we're trying to get things moving to try to, some of this is last minute as he's taking over, obviously, flowing back into town. So maybe this year won't be so exciting, but as next year's program grows, it'll be bigger,
Yeah, it's his
more
first
exciting.
year.
First year, so he's doing a lot within the first couple of months, to let everyone know. Big shoes to fill with Charlie, but he's stepping right into it. The 250th Community Task Force has been meeting every Monday now until the event kicks off.
Oh, wow.
But they're rocking and rolling. They have a fundraiser event coming up. Antonio's, which will go out to the public. They have an essay contest for teens. So they're doing a scholarship or savings bond for 3 different categories for different age groups. T-shirts will be coming out, so there'll be a QR code if you want to order a T-shirt. So a lot of things are starting to hit, and they'll be rolling out here in the next week or 2 for the public. So be on the lookout for that. National Night Out, I just want to put a comment, is tomorrow, so make sure we're there. A bunch of our organizations are
Hopefully
going.
it doesn't rain.
Rain. So that's kind of where I've been at.
Yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to make a mention about the National Night Out. I know it's far too late, but in the future, is that something that we could have a table at? And we could just be present if they want to ask us questions?
Sure. Yeah, we just have to avoid a quorum. Or you can post the meeting, but,
We get Melissa and Abby to help us and we could trade off or something.
everybody take a shift. I mean, it
Yeah.
starts at 4:30 and I don't know.
Well, we
what
could
time.
have 2.
Yeah, you could have two and just take shifts.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know.
Rotate in and out.
I don't know if they'll even talk to us, but maybe it'd be nice because we don't hold office hours currently, and I know many towns they do.
Yeah, no, that's a good,
Wish it would have come to me
I mean, I
earlier.
think I know that's something I don't know when to bring that up, but maybe
Yeah.
that's something we bring up in the next agenda too, like having office hours. and
hours.
We could talk about that and discussing maybe select board hold an office hour here somewhere that we can all rotate through.
Yeah, we can certainly bring it up as a discussion topic. Jen, did you have any report?
I can't remember, because it's been weeks, what happened when. Did we talk about the ice cream social? I went to the ice cream social at the Stone
No,
House.
Forgot about that, too.
Missed it. Was it great?
It was really cute. Yes. And the Stone House wants to do more for their upcoming, I think they have an anniversary in 27, but they have some younger folks that are involved, and they want to bring it into the 20th century, as they mentioned, not the 21st. They're going to try to do it instead. That was a nice little event to kick off there. They also do memberships, which I had no idea. I was like, I will give you money right now. Where's your Venmo? So, anyways. The farmer's market, if you haven't been, please go before the summer is over, because it is like a festival every week that is happening in our town. They are getting, I talked to the market manager, she's getting 5 or 6 vendor applications a week. She's overwhelmed, they have to do something, and I said, you know, like, we as a community need to support this effort, because this is the like future of like economic development for our town. So, you know, I said, you know, whatever support that they need, you know, to please reach out.
I want to mention the goal is to fill the common one time. So
Yeah.
we're trying to fill the common.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That's maybe the
overwhelming.
coolest
There's a-
thing, yeah, it's
Really
getting there.
is.
We're
Yeah,
more
it's-
than halfway.
And the market manager has a full-time job, so it's kind of like a, you know, so,
Catch 22.
Yeah.
yeah, so, you know, yeah. The townwide tag sale, they had 102 yard sales across town, plus like a vendor set up at the senior center. And on Saturday, the thrift shop was open, and I'd love to know numbers on how the thrift shop did at the senior center. I don't know how I don't know how much money that they fundraised. I think it was on behalf of the library or Lake Wallace, I can't remember.
The money
I think
went
it
to
was
one of them this time. They alternate where the funds, like they
Yeah.
raise for the maps and stuff. I
Yeah.
can't remember if it went to the library. I think it went to the library this year.
I think I went to the library this year because
Last
the
year
book
was Lake
sales.
Wallace.
Yeah. Lake Wallace was the chamber event. Anyways, I mean, this hit some new local newsletter. Like, they've been highlighting Belchertown events, so that's good to see. And then we met with the Family Center chair this morning to talk about some challenges that they're having and what they're going through. So we'll have more of an update on that later.
I don't have anything notable to add to that. Future items for discussion. Is there anything anyone would like to add into this category? I think we are going to try to talk about, discuss individual select board members' initiatives at our next meeting. Like Jen said, we met with the Family Center today. I don't know if we'll be ready for an update by the next meeting. Then should we add office hours discussion?
We can.
I can add that in.
Sure. Anything else anyone want to add? Parking lot?
Not right now.
Oh, the only suggestion next meeting, I know we're talking about this, is maybe we might need a little bit longer for public comment at Pine Valley, just FYI.
That's
in
good.
general.
Good point. Yeah. Okay.
Why is it going to be long?
Just more resident might be there talking
wanna
and want to talk to
Oh,
us.
If it's
I
at
see.
Pine Valley.
So if we just plan,
Public comment.
like your agenda, when you're doing your agenda, just plan
Yeah.
for that worst case
Good
scenario.
idea. Yeah.
I think we have it limited to 10 minutes. But we
20.
can.
I'm just,
have it long.
yeah, throwing it out there.
Right. But that's a good point. If 20 people sign up, be prepared, have space. Because we can extend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. All right.
Yes,
Yes,
Steve.
Steve.
I just wanted to back up for a second. Jen said something that reminded me of a comment I wanted to make about my meeting with Tony Morales.
Sure.
When Jen said that some of our events are starting to hit the area newsletters, that was one thing that Tony was very clear to me about, was that people are beginning to talk about Belchertown outside of Belchertown. And he said that's very encouraging to hear that. People are starting to say, you know, oh, let's go to Belchertown this weekend. So that's a big shift. So these events that we're having and the growth that we're seeing is very, very important. So I wanted to say that earlier, and I forgot to. The other thing is one announcement, because it's before our next meeting, August 11th. If you haven't already received an invite, you will. 8:30 a.m., there's a swearing-in ceremony at the fire department for a new member.
Yeah, that was sent out.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure everybody got that. I know we're still working on the calendar and invites and stuff, but
I know, that was one of my questions, because then I said to Abby, "Is it on the calendar?" And she said, well, I've got everything in the calendar, but the Outlook calendar doesn't show anything.
Yeah, what's that about?
And I still have to do double calendaring of everything. I've had to do this for 4 years. I'd really like that to stop.
yeah, I have to toggle between them. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't get the calendar.
You don't get, you
have
can't
to
toggle.
You have to share, you have to add the calendar into whatever you're using, like your computer or your whatever app that you're using. But to your point, is it actually a representative of the event?
I don't know, and we don't have to waste time here. I can call Abby, but I just literally, in my Outlook app, went to my Outlook calendar, and nothing is in there.
Because in this thing, like I see the select board meeting here, I don't know how many other events are actually in here.
Teams?
In OneDrive or whatever, on my town
Maybe it doesn't
issued
work on
laptop.
your tablet.
Well, I
I'll
think,
check it out.
yeah, I think you'll be sent an invite and then you have
Yeah.
to accept it.
Yes.
But regardless, you still have to toggle between two calendars.
Oh, wait, fire, it's in there. Fire
Is it?
department swearing in.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
just not
National
going to
Night
that
Out
channel.
isn't though, like, so like, you know, we should,
Yeah.
you know, like, anyways.
So I
Yeah.
just want you to know, I have the calendar. It's not populated.
I don't think it works in the app. That's what I was just saying. My app doesn't
Oh.
work. It's not working in the apps.
Yeah, so
But if it works on the
everything,
desktop, that's good.
everything that I get, I literally have to put in to a
Oh, okay.
separate calendar.
Yeah, so mine doesn't work on my app either. That is
That's a bummer.
problem. I don't know why.
It'd be really helpful
there's a way
to
to-
have it
Yeah,
work there.
it's because of the Outlook. It's a software thing, it's not our
Yeah,
app.
but there's a way to do it, because my husband shares his Outlook
Yeah.
from work to me, and I can see it on my
Okay.
phone. So there is a way to do it. I'm
So,
just
yeah.
saying, there is a technological
Sure.
solution.
All right,
So maybe Kevin could help us
to
out
get them
with
to
that.
sync. Yeah.
All right, if there are no other items, then questions from the press? Any questions? Okay, thank you. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Motion, oh, I do have one question for the press. There was in the Sentinel, there was a whole write-up that was wrong. Is there a way to get that corrected so the
No,
public?
she already answered that,
Okay.
actually, on the socials,
I don't
right, Melina?
do socials, so people reach.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, yes, that is to be corrected, it was an issue with InDesign, so it actually cut off part of the article, stitched in a different article entirely, so sorry about that, that's gonna be fixed. Yeah, so, and I just, you know, put out my contact information for folks, and I'll reiterate again, if anyone ever needs anything, they're more than welcome to contact me, and reach out, because I'm more than happy to, you know, take, you know, comments, concerns, complaints, questions, the rare compliment, and help out wherever I can. So I did have a couple folks reach out about that, and I really appreciate people understanding that despite the fact that it might not seem that we are human, so mistakes happen, but we'll get that fixed up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melina.
Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
No, I'm going to make the motion, because you've made all the motions tonight. So I make a motion to adjourn.
can you actually do that in Robert's rules?
Just do motions now.
Oh, you made a motion?
Nobody
Made a motion, no one
seconded
seconded
either
it,
one
and
of
then
them.
Lisa said she wants to make a
Oh,
motion.
if nobody seconded
Second.
it, then yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so he seconded Lisa's motion. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yay.
Okay, you're
Just
adjourned.
wanted to be on the record.
8:48.
Okay.
Hold on.